Yo, nephew, hand me that Barstool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. Fresh and clean.
Welcome to 21st in Prime with my co-host, who's the most, Jamie Dukes. Let's get right to it, big fella.
Right.
We have had two of the NFL offensive MVP candidates that I feel like a candidate, Travis Kelce and Derrick Henry. But the all likelihood that them winning is not good because they're not a quarterback.
They have no chance of it. Derrick Henry will get some.
Derrick Henry should win.
No, I believe he should win. I agree with you.
Would
But-
they win offensive because it's an
But see,
MVP
but
then
see-
an offensive MVP?
But I just want to.
But why is that?
You
That
tell
don't
me. I
make
was going to
sense.
ask you.
Because
it is the stupidest
they never
thing.
do defensive then defensive MVP.
Right. I
That don't make
understand.
sense.
Why, like you say, why don't they just call the award,
Most valuable quarterback.
and be done with it?
They should have most valuable quarterback, then the MVP.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
Now, if you good enough to win both of them, you do it. But that's what they should have.
It is. Well, let me ask you this question because it does go back to where we are, and we've never been here before, where we are so quarterback centric. In other words, if you don't
We've
have a
always
quarterback,
been. We've always been.
well, but there's when Walter was playing, you could win a Super Bowl with a Jim McMahon.
yeah, because the defense was the best ever.
But it's combination platter. My point being, but Walter was the straw that stirred the offensive drink. That's my point.
Yeah, but the defense was the drink.
Correct. But let me say it this way: third wheel on that team was the quarterback.
True.
Is what I'm saying.
True.
We've had even in times past same cocktail the way it's served up in Tampa with Brooksy and Sapp and what they did defensively, and then
Jamie,
the running game combination.
Whenever you
and
have a sport where the offensive player, which is the quarterback, 10 out of 10 times, is significantly making at least $10 million more than the next best guy on the team per year, we have a problem.
Yeah. Well, not whoa. You went deep now.
Hey,
Oh.
did I stutter?
So from what area do you want to start with the problem? I guess it would be.
We have a problem, period.
Right. But there's a lot
It's
of areas.
no way I could be on a field in my prime, no pun intended,
Yeah.
and the quarterback, just because of his position, he's making 10, 15 million more dollars than I am per year. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Ain't no way. Because I'm better at my job than you are at your job. And you get paid 10 to 15 million per year more than I do. That's why I love the NBA. They got it right. That's why I love Major League Baseball. Yeah, they got it right. They got it right. Now they too generous.
No.
Now they too generous.
No, I don't think that's because the money's the money. The business model's the business
But
model.
it's a little too generous.
business model
No,
is
come
the
on, man.
business model.
It's a dude getting averaging 5 rebounds.
That's my point.
10
That's why-
points. He
that's-
making 20.
that's why I think
please.
everybody
Dudes,
has
you
it
don't
wrong.
even know. Dudes, you don't even know. I'm not mad at that. I'm happy for them.
There's guys
but
that
come
making
on.
$9 million. Like I
You
agree.
don't know.
So that's why I think the NBA.
Don't even come out in sweat.
I don't know if they.
I don't even know what
right or
number
not.
he is.
I don't know.
Because he ain't came out in sweats.
I don't even know if they got it right, but that number is crazy. But it's a smaller group of people.
And
I'm just saying,
It's a smaller group of people going to the
I
game.
know, you
it's a
said
smaller
the
group of
NBA
people
got it right.
going to the game. I'm saying they got it right. The reason I say they
Okay,
got it
where they
right,
get it right?
let me explain.
Okay, yeah.
LeBron is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can play anything, right? But he's traditionally what, the 3?
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Anyway, whatever he is.
One, 2, 3, 4.
He that dude. Let's
Yeah,
just
he
put
is
that. He
that
that
dude.
dude. That dude could be any position in the NBA.
Okay.
And they still get theirs.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Okay.
In baseball,
Okay.
the outfielder, Trout.
Okay.
The pitchers, shortstop, third base. You can play any position
And get paid.
and
Okay.
still get yours.
Okay.
Football,
Okay.
if you ain't behind that center, we have a problem. That's a problem with me.
That is a problem.
I don't like that.
Never thought about it from that.
I don't
position
like
to the
that.
other. No, it's wrong. Beyond that, it's wrong just because And I do understand the importance and how we made it more important because we didn't change all of the rules. They made
and
it, yes,
changed
there's
the
a lot-
rules.
right.
So he's more important. You can't touch him. You can't hit him. You can't fall on him. You can't throw him down. You can't do nothing but help him up.
I saw
if you
somebody-
do that too aggressively, you're going to get at least 10 yards.
I saw somebody get hit. He sacked him with his shoulder, and it was too hard.
You can't fall on him. You got to dive to the side. Like
So
you're
it
on the
doesn't
diving
matter.
board.
It don't matter if you hurt yourself.
And now you got to practice laying the quarterback down so you won't get penalized. I don't like it.
No, I'm with you on that.
So as an MVP, they need to have their own thing.
But see, now there's two things with the MVP. The other part of this is, see, my problem with the MVP is the voters. See, because I think if you open it up to a different set of voters.
Who's voting?
AP.
They need to know. They don't know who AP is.
Associated
They think
Press
it's
or
Adrian
something
Peterson.
like that. I think that's who it is. It's not.
They think it's Adrian
He need a
Peterson.
vote too for that. Give AP a vote. But no, I think it has to do because he's been ripped off a time or two over the years when he was the MVP of the league and they gave it to some quarterback. I remember the time. I think Falk has been ripped off one time.
Yes, he
Love
was.
me some Kurt Warner. Our guy Marshall Falk was there was an MVP with his name on it. Barry had to share an MVP just as Chris Johnson had to share an MVP when they went over 2 bills.
You shouldn't have to share nothing going over 2 bills.
People know how hard it is to go over 2
2
bills.
bills.
I mean, we're
That
marveling.
means 2,000 yards, ladies and gentlemen.
2 bills.
Yes.
But so to me, I think that award could change by changing the voters. Open it up to a larger group of voters. Same thing I've always had problems I had with the Hall of Fame. Because the NFL Hall of, or Pro Football Hall of Fame, I guess what it's called, the jacket. What is that called? The jacket, your jacket.
The gold.
One of the jackets.
The gold jacket.
The yellow, the gold.
The gold.
But what is that? The Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Pro Football Hall of
Okay, yeah, that group right there.
Matter of fact, 3 cantons. I live in 3 cantons.
You did, sir. Yes. That group right there is a small group also. It's comprised of 40 some odd, I believe, maybe up to 50 people now.
Why aren't the
It's
Hall of Famers voting on the Hall of Fame?
They get to vote on the old guys over off in the corner. So they gave, like you tell the kids to go to the little baby room. So the retired guys get to vote now in this little baby room they've created where they have 2, generally if they vote on these 2 people over in the baby room, they'll let
You
the
know
guys
how
vote.
I interrupt and I go down the side street? Because I just got to take y'all down the side street. Let me tell you how the Hall of Fame get down. When I was up and we were in Dallas, I had a football game that evening versus Snoop's kids that we both had youth organization. We had a game. Now the Hall of Fame, when you're up, they want the nominees, whatever they call it, to come into this one little room, right? So what they do, they want you there. So when they announce you, if you make it, they bring you on in. So you know me. So what happened to the dudes that don't make it? We just escort them out the back door. No. You ain't gonna do me like that. Hey, I wasn't concerned about making it. I just didn't like the fact that that's what you did.
Right.
Like, the dudes, you guys probably seen it. They come and knock on your door and, Randy Moss open up with a smile or somebody open up with a smile and they crying. There's a door that wasn't knocked on. 2 or 3 of them.
Well, and a couple of times. In
a couple
in
times.
excruciating fashion.
That's
that
why
really
T.O.
offended me.
ain't go for it because he was upset. You done set him up for the okie doke a couple times before when he thought he was in. And he didn't get in. So, hey, y'all ain't gonna get me. So now he's mad about the situation. So that just brought me back to that memory. So I went out there and played my football game. I said, if y'all want me, I'll be out here playing against Snoop. Come holler at me. You can Google it right now. Snoop, we at the game. That's when they come and tell me you made the Hall of Fame. Cool. I get in the car and come over there. But I be darned, you finna have me sitting up there like a fool. Oh, no.
You did take me down a side street, so since we over on this
Sorry
street.
about that.
No,
I
it's
just
good.
had to tell y'all that because I love you like that.
Because one of the things, and it certainly doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm happy and comfortable with what I did. I just wasn't that. But I do know that, Charles Haley as an example. And I said, again, prior to the GOAT getting his 6th ring now, I think he's gotten Tom Brady, Charles Haley was the only guy with 5 rings.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew anything about football and game plan, which we talk about, well, you don't care what Deion was, you better find 94.
Hold on. So you wrote now.
No.
This is the second week in a row you done done this.
I'm just saying.
No. You did this last week with Jerry. Now you going to sit up here and say, we ain't care who.
Because
you got to stop.
No, I mean, you know why?
You got to stop.
No, because see, we know how to take care of you.
You're getting a bit comfortable.
I just said.
You're getting a bit comfortable putting me down. All right?
I ain't putting you
I let
down.
you ride the first time with Jerry.
I ain't putting you down.
The one thing that we know in the hood, you don't show out in front of company. You have shown out in front of company twice now. You do not show out in front of company.
I was saying, we weren't as concerned with Deion was because there wouldn't be no Deion, because if this dude was wreaking havoc in your backfield, which he did week in and week out, 120 some odd plus sacks. You know, we talk about win-loss record. His playoff record was 12-4. If we want to go with win-loss record, there was nothing that he had for him to have to wait for 20 years or however long he had to wait.
Okay, then let's go back to that part where you say you don't care no what prime is. I shut off a whole field, the whole side of the field. You gonna sit up here in front of company and say you ain't have to care about where I was?
Do you know what I want you?
This the second week straight, dog.
Okay,
is there something you need to share with me?
I do. I'm gonna share with you. It's called the Jamie Dukes rule. Share that with him. I'll wait.
What's the Jamie Dukes rule?
Jamie Dukes
it's
rule.
a few.
No, about the quarterback.
Oh, the Jamie Dukes rule is whenever you see a lineman help up the quarterback, it was his man.
Yeah. Just go and look this man. From this point on, go check the tape. Go check the tape.
First guy
first guy that helped the quarterback after the sack, strip, snap, fumble, is the offensive lineman who gave up the sack.
Is his man, because the guilt overtakes him immediately.
No, he was just available.
He's available.
So my point is that there ain't no back half if you can't get this thing up front. Reggie White gonna always be the major concern before Deion's gonna be the concern, because he gonna take 2-3 of your linemen, dump them on the quarterback, take the ball. Now, see, there's a difference between the greatest effort.
No, don't try to clean it up now. I'm good.
Baby, you know I love you.
Don't try to get it to me now.
Baby, you know
I don't want it.
Baby, you know I love you.
Keep it. Let me turn my back to it.
Baby,
you know, you turn your back in the bed. You know when she turn her back to the bed, it's over. You ain't over. When she turn her back to that bed, you know, you tooted a little bit. When they would just straighten that thing up, when she just turn it around and just straighten that thing up, over. Yeah. Don't even think about it.
So are you plotting at that point? How you gonna make this go? How you gonna,
yeah.
Not you know that's over. But
it's over. It's over.
How does the plot go for?
You think next day? You gotta think about next day. It's over. That day is over. Over. She gonna go get that little the gown. You know the little regular gown they sleep in?
Yeah.
If you see that little regular gown,
sweatpants.
Over.
They put some sweatpants on.
Oh, put some sweatpants and the socks forget it.
Everybody does
about a week.
Is that
about a week?
Is that in the rule book? Because they all do the same thing. It's sweatpants, socks.
I got some rules now. I do have rules.
Okay.
Yeah, you get under. Yeah.
Okay.
You get penalized. You put them sweatpants on if you want to. Don't play like that.
Let's talk. We talked about money. Let's move on. Let's talk about.
You gonna see Coach Brown with a whistle in it. Penalty.
Giannis gets 200. He's talking about
He
money.
deserve it.
He does.
He deserves it.
So, Coach, let me ask you this question. What's that mean for him?
What you mean?
I mean, other than he got the money.
Is it?
Do you? Sorry.
But
he's on that same team.
But he wants to win.
But he's on that same team.
He's
on that same team, Coach.
Okay.
He's on that same team, Coach.
Unstoppable before the pandemic hit.
Their regular season Warriors stopped that, man.
No,
I watched Buttigieg or whatever, the coach, not Buttigieg, that's politics there. Budenholzer, I think, the basketball coach, Budenholzer. See, I saw this story in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. In Atlanta, 60-win season, 71 season. They have 4 players in the All-Star game. And then when it comes to real time.
Defense, before the pandemic hit, they were hidden. They were no bubble team. They couldn't get down like that. They lost the rhythm.
No.
They lost the rhythm.
It's not about a bubble team. What I'm saying
they can play the game, James.
I've seen, because you run out of athletes.
They can play the game.
The game, yeah.
They can play the game.
They're doing a great job, man, of moving that thing around.
No, we're talking about him. He's a central piece of the game.
He is DP.
If
he's
he's not
MVP
there,
of the league. He's an MVP.
I don't know
of the
about
league.
that.
No, I didn't say he's the best
I
player.
don't know about that.
He won an
No,
MVP of the league.
I don't like that either. I don't
He
like that
won
either.
an MVP.
I don't like that one
because it
either.
was the standard.
No.
He met their criteria. Stop.
No, who is they?
Criteria.
Who is they?
The voter criteria.
So how you meet
The
it
same
in
voter,
Braun
same
didn't?
meet the court because
How you meet it in Braun didn't?
it's the same batch of kind of folks who vote on.
How did
the
you
NFL
meet it
player.
in LeBron didn't?
Same reason LeBron, because LeBron could have won 8 or 9 of them.
And
He hasn't, is the point. Because what they do, they look to find a way to give it to somebody else when they don't like you.
you gotta give credit where credit is due, man.
I hope.
We gotta let people smell their roses.
When I said to you that very same thing about, he is the best player on the planet. Now, by the way, Kevin Durant, you seen him?
I told you that.
Did you see?
I told you
I think
that.
he lost. I know he could. Come on.
No,
Wait.
but sometimes
LeBron is the best player on the planet.
When sometimes
LeBron is the best
when
player, most dominant
sometimes-
player on the
you
planet.
see, I'm still talking while you talking.
Uh-huh.
There's a reason.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when you out of sight, you out of mind.
No, he
and
never
only he was out of mind only because he's been out of sight. He's been out of sight.
No,
because he's been injured.
Coach, how do they?
But
hold
when
their
they
hand
start
up
talking
when
about the
talk to
best
you,
player, they won't mention
How do
him.
they go to Coach Prime? How do you allow them to address you when you make
Coach
them,
Prime, first of all.
I mean, of course,
Some
but
people
do they get
some people get
do they have to hold
familiar.
their hand up or do they text
In
you?
the meeting.
They
In the
text
meeting.
you?
No, he ain't been.
Okay.
You ain't give me a number. I
Okay.
ain't doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, we ain't getting that familiar.
Oh, okay, you know.
It'd be a distance.
So Coach.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is still the best basketball player on the planet. Period. I love me
I
some
like
Kevin Durant.
what you're saying.
I love Kevin Durant.
But I could put a fight up
I think
for
he
Kevin
lost some
Durant.
weight too. Oh, of course you can. Of course.
I love
no,
what you're
he's
saying.
amazing.
But I could put an argument up
The only reason why I
with facts.
okay, go ahead.
I don't ain't doing that.
Okay, yeah.
See, I don't do you like that in front of
Okay,
company
okay.
like you do
What?
me.
What?
But I'm
What?
just saying,
What?
Kevin Durant,
What, baby?
he was just out of sight, but he went out of mind.
He ain't never been out of my mind. What I'm saying is still
That's a
to
hard,
the,
but you can't
to
just you
this
can't
day,
say that.
Absolutely.
You just can't say that without really thinking about that statement.
Because what
Now, I
'cause
love
here's-
LeBron
Here's
just as much.
this is the reason why LeBron has a special perch, and he didn't have to do it this year. He took the misfits of basketball.
Who was the Memphis?
That Cleveland team that won 2 games versus stepping them. Nobody could have ever taken that mess. Guys went down, blah, blah, blah.
You're right.
I ain't never
You're
seen
right.
Jordan couldn't have done. They talk all that Jordan mess that they want to.
hey,
Hey, you can
no,
talk.
hey,
Michael
hold-
Jordan couldn't
hey,
have
man.
carried.
Now you get disrespectful.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Now you're getting ignorant.
Now
you getting ignorant.
Mike had his chance.
You getting ignorant.
Wait a minute. Mike had his chance before Pippen got there.
What you mean?
He had his chance to do all
Mike
that
got
wonders
six. Last time
before
I checked,
Pippen
he had
got
6.
No. Before Pippen, he got 0.
Undefeated.
Without Pippen, he got
He's
0.
undefeated.
I said without Pippen, he had 0.
Undefeated.
Yes, and so was Pippen.
You can't.
Well, no, Pippen's got 1 loss.
Some things you can't talk about in.
Yes, you
can't do
can.
You can't
We've
do it,
had this
dog.
conversation, and I think
You
you've
can't
agreed.
do it. Now
LeBron
you know.
James,
No. It's in African American households growing
Right.
up.
Right.
You had a few things that were staples of the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You had Martin Luther King picture up in there, right?
Right.
You had them little fans. You know
Right.
them little wicker fans.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You had that
right.
little wicker chair. You know that little wicker chair.
Right.
That was like the Ace of Clubs or what the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't. In the beads, you had the beads too that you go through. You had them. Don't disrespect Mike like that ever again.
Who?
Because he hangs up in my house like
I
that.
understand
And
that.
Ali.
I see
Two people
that.
you
I
can't
see
talk
that.
about.
I see that.
And Dr. J.
Okay.
I'm adding that.
Yeah.
And Flip Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And Red Fox.
Right.
I'm trying to
Anybody
see who
else?
Yeah.
Anybody else while you at it?
Pam Grier.
Pam Grier. I was just going to say, would
You
Pam
talking
be
about
one
Pam
of the? Pam, yeah.
Pam Grier and Thelma.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk about Thelma either.
Yeah. When you going to tell the whole, well, I ain't going to tell that story.
What story was
I
that?
ain't gonna do that. There's another person in there.
You go too far.
You know the limo story.
You go too far. Limo story.
You played baseball at the time,
And
and there was somebody who had just got born again.
oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
This was years
know what you're
ago.
talking about.
Years
I
ago.
don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
When we come back, want to talk about the concept of fortune or fame will make you more of what you are.
I like that. I like
want
that.
you to expound on a phrase you told me many years ago.
Many.
Many.
I like that. I like that.
You're watching 21st and Prime.
Barstool Sports, baby.
Let's face it, guys. 2020, it sucked. You know, all the stuff that happened with COVID. And, oh, gosh. And this is your opportunity to get some new balls for this. I mean, well, what I'm trying to say is that you'll be able to get a fresh, Natalie groomed pair of, or hope you got a pair. Anyway, our friends at Manscaped have some amazing, incredible, I like to call it technology, male grooming technology. That's exactly what it is. And they got this trimmer, by the way, because let's face it, I mean, you at this point in time, there shouldn't be an afro growing out your nose. There just shouldn't be. You shouldn't have what it seems like cotton balls hanging out your ears. They just happen to be the same color as your hair because it is your hair protruding out of your ears. And so they've got an arsenal of trimmers. You know, the Lawnmower 3.0, man. Just think about that. I mean, it's going to take care of all the things that you need to get that hygiene where it needs to be. And we've got a special offer for you. Dion, thank you for this very much, sir. Get 20% off and free shipping when you order your Manscaped kit. Let's talk about Manscaped. Log on to manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. Put in the offer code PRIME. Put the offer code PRIME and you get 20% off. And ladies, I'm telling you, you know, sometimes we as men, you know, it takes us a minute to kind of, you know, we stupid. We stupid. So give the gift that's going to help make your life better. I know that you guys are already gone. Y'all cleaned it out about 7-8 years ago. That's a whole nother story for another day. But my whole point is that this is an opportunity for you to help your man get Natalie attired down there and in other places just the way you do. So we want you to log on to manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. Enter the offer code PRIME. Get yourself 20% off. Welcome back to 21st and Prime. Dion, like I said, we've known each other a long time. Had a lot of conversations. And people, they see something happen. They see a person rise. They see a person, in many cases, fall. Mm-hmm. And you said to me 20 plus years ago, probably right now, just a notion of the concept of fortune or fame will make you more of what you are. Right. What did you mean by that?
Most people think that finances or fame is a rescue, is a savior. It could very well be. Mm-hmm. But it's like adding fire to fire, or water to fire.
Ooh, slow down on
like if, give you analogies. Mm-hmm. If I'm an alcoholic with more fortune or fame, I'm going to be a drunk. Ah. If I'm a whore, with the access of that, I'm going to be even more of a whore. Mm-hmm. If I'm ignorant, already broke, what you think I'm going to be rich?
You know, I don't think people understand. You know, I go back to, you know, whether it be Britney Spears, and I'm just talking about people who have had fame and power. Tyson, you know, Mike, who we all love. You know, I knew today that when Mike Tyson in that court case, and you and I know different parts of that story. Right. We don't want to relitigate that. But what I do know is that when he did this with those handcuffs, I said it then. I said they're never going to let him get away with that. Right. You know, because he thought he might have had his version of the facts on his side and others' version of the facts on the side, and not knowing at that point you made yourself a target. And so my point is that so often people, you know, because the phrase is made, man, I got that money, man. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna mess it up. Oh, yes, and people they make that statement all the time. And
a
literally,
fool broke is a fool rich. Like it don't change. It really elevates the procession of you being ignorant. It really does. It's just forces it into fruition, because now with the comfort of wealth, you start feeling like you're untouchable and invincible, and you're apt to do more things that you would not normally. Yeah, I don't know if I should do that. I got money, I'm good. Stupid stuff, like you start doing stupid stuff that's already in you. You can't do nothing that ain't in you. That has to be in you.
And the power, the thing that was so, money is power. I don't care what anybody says. When you have resources
Resources is power.
when you have capital,
Yep.
when you have influence,
Yes, and that's what it is.
yeah,
All those components.
then, unless there is someone there or some intervention of some sort.
Okay, there's someone there. Who is he, or who
Who is she?
is she? Because that someone there cannot be on your payroll because they're on your payroll.
Slow down, preach it now.
That someone there cannot be on your payroll oftentimes because they're on your payroll, and that could be a problem.
No, it is. No, it tends to be the problem.
Right.
Is that there's nobody there. in
It
every
depends on-
example,
it depends on the character of that person.
I remember the day you called me Mike Vick. We love Mike Vick. One of the great stories that needs to be told. You called the Falcons, or you hit me first.
Yep.
Well, I'll let you.
No, you tell
I
me.
mean, and basically, was it 6 months or 5 months before? And were you in Dallas? You were in
I
Dallas
was in
then?
Dallas.
I said, boy, he said, boy, it's finna get hot around that quarterback. I said, what do you mean? He said, here's what I'm saying is going on. And it had to do with the guys that were around the quarterback and the fact that, things that were going, and sidebar on that, by the way, till this day, I have never met or seen a story of public contrition and true contrition the way I saw Mike Vick step up, accept the responsibility.
That's
think
right.
about this.
And looking
He
good.
did-
on
he
TV.
did- yeah.
And looking good on
Yeah,
television.
yes,
And
he's doing a great
his
job.
Thing.
Yes,
You would have
yes.
never thought that Mike Vick
Right.
Randy Moss. You never thought Randy
Right.
Moss be on television doing their thing. So you can't ever tell me what God can't do or won't do through someone that had distractions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But just to be able to sit there and be transparent, I made a mistake. He didn't blame Pookie because see, Pookie always gets you in trouble.
Pookie should have took the fall.
Pookie, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother
Chris Carter got in a lot of trouble for that too. You remember that story, But the reality was, and it's just coming from the hood, because see,
That's how it's supposed to be.
in a time past, somebody was always supposed to be there in case something happened. We just could never.
You know what?
I almost didn't want to talk about it, to be honest with you.
I don't. No, we're not gonna talk about it no more. But I'm gonna just give you this because we love y'all like this. I'm not gonna call the name, but you figure it out. We're saying you said eloquently, Pookie was there, and Pookie should have took it because that's how it is in the hood. That's how we get down.
Yeah.
Okay. On the
And
other
not
side,
just not the hood either. There's
Is
other,
there- is
all
other-
the President's Men, they got a story called that for
There
one
you go.
reason. Yeah.
there's another gentleman, prominent player, great player, one of the best that ever played the game. I'm not gonna tell you which game. Got in some mess, a lot of allegations. You couldn't say what he did because you never caught him doing what he did. Not saying that he did it, but the homie took it. Homie took it. The guy never was incarcerated, never nothing. Probably never should have been. Because I don't believe he did it because he was already great before the accusations occurred. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, and we're going to go to break here. I want to give out some flowers. End this on a positive note. Our man Dave.
Who?
Boss man Dave.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
partners.
boss. You had me thinking in the sports realm.
He has set up
Oh.
a fund
Awesome.
for small businesses.
But that's who Dave is, though.
Yeah.
Dave, first of all, Dave is an entrepreneur. He's
He
a
is.
businessman.
He's a
but he's
brilliant
very brilliant.
Yes.
There's method to the madness.
Yes.
There's always method to the madness. I like that.
Yeah. But I want to give him credit for that, and we want to put his website up there for those
him
businesses
what
that
he
are out
doing.
there.
Yeah,
Well,
tell him.
what he's doing is basically he set up a fund for small businesses in this economy, and and what's happening right now. For those you don't know, they're talking about stimulus, not stimulus. Unfortunately, Washington is just beyond broken. I've heard deadlock before, so whatever is past deadlock is happening in Washington now. Matter of fact, 2 streets past deadlock, right on the corner there, it's right past 21st and Prime. You keep going 2 streets down, there's deadlock. That street right there, that's where Washington is. And so Dave, CEO, or not CEO, I'm sorry, Barstool, one of the founder of Barstool. The man, has set up a fund to try to help small businesses.
Yes.
And I just hope that, companies that are out there, because it's gonna have to take more than the government to be able to step up and try to help solve the problems of America. We talk
Brilliant
about
idea.
Yeah.
He and Erica, I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
Man. I do. I love those individuals as well.
Yeah.
Even away from Barstools, I love who they are as people because I know them. You're guessing about them. We know them.
Swipe up at 21st and Prime. Remember, at 21st and Prime, you can get yourself your hands on some holiday gift items,
Nice
that
stuff,
you
too.
can send to your significant other, male or female. One of my favorites online was looking at David's. Matter of fact, when he saw your jersey,
Yeah, the 2-1.
it's fire.
Yes.
That was his point. But the point is, swipe up at 21st and Prime. Also, tell your friends. Catch us on our YouTube channel at 21st and Prime right there on YouTube as well. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll be right back.
One of a kind, prime time is the GOAT.
Dean, I just got another load of that Black Rifle coffee. I got to tell you about, first of all, there's an amazing deal. Log on to blackrifle.com. Use the offer code PRIMETIME. That's blackrifle.com. Use the offer code PRIMETIME. Get 20% off your order. That would include free shipping. And that also includes apparel. But what I love about Black Rifle Coffee is that we're talking about soldiers, the men and women of this country. This company was founded by veterans. And it's one thing to, have your own business, but to be able to put your money where your mouth is, Evan Hafer and Matt Best, what they've done, they've donated over 45,000 pounds of coffee. That's 45,000 pounds of coffee. 1 million cups of coffee for soldiers deployed overseas. Again, we've also had trouble in this country with wildfires, probably the worst year in the history of the United States. And Black Rifle Coffee donating coffee to first responders as well. So we want you to log on to blackriflecoffee.com. That's blackriflecoffee.com. Put in the offer code PRIMETIME, and we're going to give you 20% off. Because the other thing that we want you to understand is that they've got a Black Rifle Coffee Club. And in the coffee club, that's where you get to set up your intervals of when you want to get your coffee. And so it'll make it streamlined. I got to tell you, I gotten addicted to this online COVID. I got to tell you, I changed my ways in many ways. And ordering online where it just comes and shipped to the house, man, that's perfect. So log on to blackriflecoffee.com. Put in the offer code PRIMETIME. Get your 20% off. Happy holidays to you. Welcome back to 21st and Prime. The one thing that you're going to learn about this show is that we are big on family. We all have children, whether it be George, Amy, and Dion, and his wonderful children as well. And Tiger Woods. So the PNC Championship is last week. And, gosh, people are haters.
What?
He's playing with his son, Charles. He's playing with his 11-year-old son. And some hater, first of all, that was a sidebar comment, has a problem because Tiger Woods is playing in this tournament.
What was the problem?
Because they're haters. They're haters.
What did they say, though?
No, he shouldn't be playing. They just
Who shouldn't be playing?
Tiger shouldn't be playing with his son. It's just people are nuts, bro.
Is it one person or people?
No, it's somebody put it out there, so there's people chiming in because haters are haters, though. So haters look for somebody to chime in and join the band.
Allow you to know you in the right path.
Well, no,
If you don't have no hater, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, but Tiger knows he's on the right path. It just bothers me.
I guess if you allow your haters to.
And I don't think he's done it. It just that
Yeah.
was a side note as I'm talking about this piece because the point of it is you as a father, like I said, my baby girl Joy, like I said, she's a very successful TV anchor and reporter in Chattanooga. My son Jamie, you have three sons that played ball.
True.
And so one, how difficult is that, as a father? Because again, Tiger Woods, it's Tiger Woods,
Right.
GOAT. He Jack, however you want to look
Right.
at that.
He don't expect his son to be
No,
that.
it's not that. No, but it's not that. But it's just no, and it's not about him as much as it's about them.
Realists don't have expectations for your sons to be that. They expect your sons to be the best that they can be. I have a problem, even as a father.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my son to be me, but I want them to give their best. I have a problem when they're not being their best or presenting the best of themselves that they could possibly be from work, study, and preparation, and just won't. I have a problem. Then forget the fans, forget the people. I got a problem.
With today's child, and that's where I'm getting to here. Is it too much pressure?
No. What is pressure?
Well,
Pressure ain't no child performance.
Well, pressure. There's different levels of pressure.
I call pressure different.
Yeah, there are different levels of pressure because you're talking about pressure from a 50-some
Pressure of life.
Well, yeah, but you're a 50-year-old man having been through the ups and ebbs and flows of life, not a 8-year-old, 12-year-old, 14-year-old whose father everybody knows, and so there
So
is
how is that pressure?
Well, because one.
Was it pressure when he got in that car? Did he have an option to drive this morning, the car, the truck? Was it pressure when he looked in his closet, when he had several options of shoes and clothes?
But there will be
Was
pressure.
it pressure to come downstairs because he had an upstairs?
But when he goes, see again, now we're talking about the family business though. When you go
if
into,
it ain't pressure there, it shouldn't be pressure here.
well, it should.
If it
as
ain't
a
pressure there,
50-something-year-old,
this is expected.
what is expected? That's
the way
my
he
question.
lives is expected because the way he gives should be expected.
But for him or her, now trying to go into the family business, there's comparison.
It ain't like they just got in the family business. They've been in the family business since they were shorties. So they've been doing this for a while. This ain't nothing new to them. It may be new. The stage may be new.
Well, okay.
But it ain't new to them. And now all the dialogue, all the fathering, all the mentoring, all the loving, all the chastising, all the guiding, all the leading got to come to fruition. I'm planting too much seeds and not getting no fruit.
There's pressure.
No,
Yes.
it's life.
No. You just it is like, but you just described
Ain't no pressure.
because
That's not pressure. Because if
that's
pressure has-
expectation.
Yes. But if you expect to get in that same darn car or those clothes or that home, you should expect to get down over here too. That's balance to me. That's not pressure.
But again, see, to me, it goes back to that car, all that other stuff, and that has nothing to do with. They got into the family business, and so everybody is not built to handle that pressure, And so,
Oh, who's everybody?
Well-
If they get the last name Sanders, they better be built to handle something. Yeah, you better be built to handle something. I'm going to apply more pressure than they going to apply.
let's talk about the word of the day.
Let's go.
Expect the best.
Expect the best. You got so many people not expecting nothing, not having the true desire for nothing. It's one thing to dream, but it's one thing to want. It's another thing to dream while you're awake, and it's another thing to want. I expect a great day every darn day.
I'm gonna read this and ask a question.
There you go.
So expect the best. The next phrase is want the best. What's the difference between expect and want?
Expect is something that I feel like is going to come to me because of the work that I exemplified, the work that I exuded. And want the best, you got to want that. There's a lot of things that you talk about, but you really don't want. Because if you wanted it, you would have put in the work to go get it. So you just talking about it. You don't want it.
Work towards the best and don't settle for anything less.
There's too many people selling, man. If I want this type of shirt, I'm going to go get that type of shirt. I'm not going to get the knockoff next to it that look just like it, and it ain't that, and I'm going to settle with that because I can save a few dollars. That's not what I'm going to do.
It's your time
It's your time.
and your turn to come up.
It's your time, man. Everybody else ain't got their time. You know when you play double dutch and people out there on the rope, see the ropes are turning in your life. The ropes are just turning. They out there running, and you just sitting over there, ain't paying attention, or you gonna sit over there and jump. See that when it's your turn, you got to get your turn, and it's your time. It's your time. Get in there. But when you get in there, you got to keep it moving.
I got to interrupt this because something that was said to me that blessed us last was one of the moms. We asked the question, "What is getting in the way of you being you're there?" Mm-hmm. And I've thought of a lot of different answers, heard a lot of different answers, but I never heard the answer because I had to do this for them. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a chance to be in the chair because I had 8 kids that I had to do that for.
But she don't realize that's her there.
Yeah. But it was just the fact it was just
that's her there.
Ooh. And, it's your time and your turn to come up. Stand up and rise. Stand up, rise, and conquer whatever it is that's holding you back.
You got to stand up and rise. Back in the day when they took roll in class, they don't even do that anymore, right? When they took roll, they said, "Jamie,
here.
What you did? Here. What you said?
Here."
That's right. That's what you did. A lot of folks are just in the room, but they ain't here.
Say that again.
A lot of folks in the room, but they're not here. They're distracted. They're distracted. You got to stand up, man. It's your turn. It's your time to rise. Get up.
Stay focused.
You got to stay focused.
Faithful.
Focus because there are going to be distractions. Faithful because there's going to be something out there to take you away from that and what you want that's appetizing as well. So you got to make a choice. So you got to be faithful.
And consistent in who you are.
That means doing the things that need to be done on a daily basis and making that about this is who I am. That's not what I did. This is who I am.
That's going to do it for this edition of 21st and Prime. You know, you still are the greatest of all time. I just want you to know that, baby.
Hey, ain't too late,
baby. You know, I just want you to know, baby, you are the greatest. Baby, you're the greatest. And I'm just saying, you are like the greatest.
I already have confidence.
You just like, I know, I'm just saying, but I just want you to know, yeah.
I'm good.
We'll catch you next week.
Barstool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always